ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Christ. This is Crazy316 once again. I didn't realize I had a response from Idunnouu, but here's my response as requested. We did indeed have a long back and forth in the comments of my video and came to the conclusion that we both responded hastily towards each other, so I'm glad we both reconciled and parted ways. Here is my views on abortion, clearly laid out for all to understand. For starters, I call people claiming pro-choice pro-abortion because they advocate the use of abortion as a means to terminate the life of a being that has its own DNA. I refuse to give people a fluffy, goody-goody, watered-down mask title for what it's really meant to symbolize. If abortion were really a necessary evil, then thousands of unborn babies daily would not be aborted. In fact, around 97% of all abortions are non-rape and non-life-threatening. This tells me that females are having abortions for the fact that they are lazy, good-for-nothing, deadbeat mothers that don't want to take responsibility for their own actions in creating the baby. There are plenty of reliable contraceptives, the most effective being abstinence. I call them deadbeat mothers because any man that creates a baby and leaves is considered a deadbeat dad. So it is only fair and just to call mothers that terminate, not leaves, but terminates their children a deadbeat child aborter. It should never be considered a choice to terminate life at will because petty reasons, and thus the title pro-choice is invalid. I believe a woman that aborts babies should be looked down upon like the scum of the earth, like they were back in the day. I realize the new philosophy is killing this country, looking at the rise in abortions, premarital sex, teen pregnancies, STDs, divorces, suicides, depression, etc. All thanks to liberalism. But that's another video in and of itself. Now, for the argument that a child is not considered living or a respectable enough being to dismiss abortion in earlier trimesters is the most absurd and ridiculous claim known to man. The whole argument that a fetus is a parasite until later trimesters, or it is able to fend for itself, is self-refuting. For even after the child is born, it is still semantically a parasite. The born child cannot survive without its parents or some form of capable and able being to protect, provide, and raise it. In fact, you are legally responsible for the child until he or she is considered an adult. Thus, by this logic, a born infant is just as bad as a fetus. The very logic a fetus is a parasite and should not be treated as a human is a logical fallacy. That's pretty much my stance on the whole issue. It's far from good enough when around 97% of all abortions are done out of laziness and irresponsibility, not rape, not life-threatening situations. Only 1% of all abortions for rape, 3% for mothers' health problems, and 3% for fetal health problems. The latter two are absolutely no excuse at all with all the success stories of mothers going with the pregnancy anyway and living, and the baby surviving their health problems as well. The only argument that remains a difficult one is rape. Being only 1%, it's not even a considerable amount to support the system. Women in the past have carried babies after rape and have lived. If the next argument is mental depression, the same can be said for any woman that goes through with an abortion. Mental issues occur with that as well, so by that logic you would destroy the very thing you fight for. For those of you that like my views, good for you. And for those of you that oppose my views, too bad. I'm not changing my mind. This is Crazy316. I'm out.